one place, but it's really solid, you know. And if you treat it as if it's solid, the math works out. And not only does it work out, it works out in a way that you can make things that are very small. And that's what Mitchell's degree is in, nanotechnology engineering, you know, this predicting of this cloud. So this idea of a probability cloud that is solid seems extremely profound to me, you know. After all, these are the building blocks of everything, right? This is the plus in the mind, this is the medium, this is the electrical medium. And within the very smallest of these objects, it holds the potential for all of the different combinations. And it's just one thing. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So ask below, so above, right? It's a probability cloud. It holds possibility for everything, but it's one solid thing that encapsulates all of the different permutations of everything. You know,
Yeah.
that's how I've been thinking about it.
Yeah. It,
Those
it,
are the
it is.
words.
It is like that. Yeah. It is. It is exactly like that. You know.
Yeah.
It's just this which can never really be seen, appearing as everything moving, flying, trees, wind, thunderstorms, people talking, you know. So it's seen like that. It's but they as well, anything may arise, as we are saying right now. Anything may arise, and there may be stories as well that are arising from that as well. But there are no real stories. It's just they're all imagined, by no one. It's already everything moving, talking. Nothing matters, really. Yet it may seem to matter in the story when the stories are imagined, arising as well. Say, oh, people, there are many people today in the markets. It's a very busy day. Maybe it's a paid day. Those are just those stories. They mean nothing. Just but itself as it is, as it happens, it's meaningless. But many different meanings can be say, oh, this happening because of that is it doesn't really matter. It's already as it is, it's already meaningless. The meaning may be created by what seems to be individuals or different individuals apparently. Each person may come up with a different meaning. Oh, this means this means that. It's all just nothing. It's nothing. And when the attention is just on this focused on this as it is, not on the specific individual or things,
Yeah.
it can be seen that it's just already this doing everything, talking, making a sound. So nothing really matters. Doesn't matter. It may seem to matter in the story. So I don't like this, the crowd of people. I don't like, that's just a story. It's this as well, arising as that, or appearing as that. So the recognition that there's just this can even happen in a very busy area, the markets, people where people are shouting and just, you know, uh, it doesn't have to be in a quiet place where there's no
Yeah.
noise. Yet there's nobody to recognize this. The recognition happens in the same way as thinking happens. There's no thinker of thoughts. Even what seems to be the thinker is just thinking happening. There's no thinker. When the recognition happens, it's just recognition happening. It doesn't happen to anybody. But there's already nobody to recognize this. There's just this. So here, the desire to seek, to find, it doesn't arise. If they're still seeking, that can be allowed as well to happen until it doesn't arise anymore. And this doesn't suggest that they should stop. It doesn't say, oh, stop this, do this. And things are just allowed to be as they are. The seeking may still continue until it exhausts itself and falls away or stops.
Or gets bored.
Sorry?
Or gets bored. I mean, boredom seems like a very key portal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get bored of imagining things, get bored of being upset, get bored of chasing things, get bored of being afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Set it down.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, things, as you're saying, things can eventually exhaust themselves. The seeking can exhaust itself in a sense of being bored and tired of doing this.
Yeah.
Then when the recognition happens, it's like, ah, what a joke.
Do you know what do you know what a psychotic is? Someone who's psychotic?
Psychotic. I've heard that word being spoken, but I've never heard it. I mean, and I never
So
understood it.
there's people, lots of people I don't know, like maybe one out of every 100 or two people who has no empathy, can't relate with people.
Yeah.
And there's men and women, and the men and the women behave very differently. But men, I mean, they can kind of go either way. They can become ruthless killers, or they can become heads of corporations because they have no, because they don't care if they hurt you.
Yeah.
But at the core, it's all a game to them, you know. And at the core, they often talk about survival of the fittest and seeing everything as a game. And at the core, nothing matters. Just nothing matters to them. You know, even their own security, in a sense, doesn't matter too much to them as much as other people. So they've got can be very risky in their behavior. So there's lots of these people out there, right? And you know, they become like normal, they mirror normal people. They learn to mirror normal people's behavior. uh, to get along in society, you know, to pretend like they care. Oh, how's your daughter doing? Or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. But the strange thing is that sort of ambivalence, uh, that sort of detachment.
Yeah.
It's the same detachment as the mystic. You know, the mystic and the psychotic, the enlightened one and the psychotic one have a lot in common. You know, when you get right down to it.
Yeah.
So I would say the difference is love, right? The difference is love.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's true. You know, here there is unconditional love. There is compassion, you know, because everything is already this appearing. So this somehow, when compassion arises, it just arises for itself. So in a way, so the bad treatment or what seems to be an individual doesn't arise here. It's just, you know, there's so much apparent care, love, you know, love for the apparent expression. So it's, you know, to some, you know, it may, you know, I think this expresses differently according to different apparent characters. Some may appear to be very rough, very harsh when they talk, but you know, that's how it expresses in that apparent character. But here, yeah, there is that softness, you know, the way the approach itself is polite. Yeah. It doesn't say, no, this is just a play. No, I'll do whatever I want because there are no people. These people, they think they're somebodies. So they're not enlightened. I'm the one who's enlightened. No. That's still the the apparent separate self or ego, if I may say, ego expressing there. All this expressing as ego. So this is so innocent. That which seems to be looking from behind those eyes and even beyond is so innocent. So the looking itself is not a man, it's not a woman, it's just it seems to be local, yet it's beyond. It's more like eyes without the mind being attached. Eyes only, formless eyes without the mind being attached, just there.
Yeah.
It's already the case. There's really nothing to be done. There's nothing that can be done there that can make you lose or find this. Because there's just this already. This can never be lost. Because in the first place, it was never found. And there's nobody to find it. Finding or losing is just a story appearing in this. This is beyond finding or losing. This is beyond birth and death. This is beyond doing or not doing. Yet it appears as that. So there's already no one who's sitting on the chair or sitting on the bed there. There can be an imagination that I'm sitting. There may be something that seems to say I'm sitting on the bed, I'm sitting on the chair, watching the computer. But there's nobody there. That's an empty thinking. There's emptiness behind it.
Yeah.
There's nobody behind it who's really there. It's just a body which at any time may be obliterated, but life itself as it is can never be obliterated. Life doesn't depend on the body for it to be what it is. It may express in the body, yet when the body gets destroyed, life remains. The body was born and the body dies, but life was never born, therefore it never dies. Life is not a certain somebody. It's not a certain woman or a man. Life is just life. Life is everything. Life is not afraid of anything. Life is unconditional love. So thinking itself is appearing in this and disappearing, but this doesn't appear or disappear. This is already what it is. It's already here without making any efforts. It's already here even before the question arises. It's already here even before any thinking may happen. It's already here before any story may arise. It's effortless and obvious already to itself. Doesn't require any efforts.